4Leaf this, 4Leaf that, the Vernon has. But look, right, I'm gonna get right into it. And on the hood, I'm finna get my insight, and that's crazy. It be content. It's early in the morning, top of the morning, everybody on the real end. I gotta return this phone. I didn't do no videos last night for the simple fact that the phone that the Hispanic usually let me rent out, he was kind of playing up with me yesterday, and I didn't get to touch it and do my thing. But neither here nor there. This video here is straight directed to whoever. I just forgot that fast. I just seen the video. It just caught me like off the top of the wake up. I hit the YouTube and see somebody in my comments send me a link. It's a dude from Hoover. Like I said, if you've been on my channel, I went back a long time ago and I told y'all that the Hoovers told me personally, like on the real, on some respect things though. You gotta understand the insight of these type of yours that we breathing on, right? It's a lot going on. But with all that being said, right, I seen a video and it had the 40s in it. It had the 40s in it, so I have to address it. I'm not gonna lie. And they said that basically like the Hoovers wasn't doing it, whatever the case may be. But when they say not doing it, we gotta understand the difference between prison, the streets, the county jail, and all these type of different facilities and entities or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Excuse my language, but bam. Long story short, we're gonna get right into it. This video about, okay, now that's another thing I want to address too. Before I went to sleep last night, baby brother, GF Doty, and my youngster King Fo. King Fo got another name, and I don't know, it's up to his discrepancy if he want to drop his other name. And we like this though, my youngs though, not gonna lie, bread correctly. Whatever people go through in life, I can't judge it, because it's only like 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 tragedies in my life that could have been my upside down turning point or whatever the fuck. But neither here nor there. I'm gonna get into it. Also, Rozzy Bugatti from the Dirt Gang supposed to get on here on his sporty dirt dribble, but his timing is too early and I won't have the phone until after the time he's talking about. But whatever, that's not relevant right now, right today. This video is for the Hoovers. So my only thing is, I'm listening to him, and he really has the real prison insight on God. Like, he talking from a prison state of mind, 100%. I know for a fact, this ain't nothing I'm making up, this ain't. But look, right, whatever he talking about with people's and their paperwork and all that type of shit, that's strictly on him, you know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there, whatever. On the hood, I ain't involved in nobody, paperwork, court cases, none of that shit. I don't do the DA job, I don't do the police job, I don't do the fucking judge job. I ain't with none of that, I don't know. But like I said, I ain't gonna lie, I told a story about being like nearly like, you know what I'm saying, yanked on for real. And I was damn near almost a victim, but I wouldn't call myself a victim because it was like, it wasn't nothing. I took that shit on the chin, and it wasn't bad like that. I ain't gonna cap it. It wasn't nothing I couldn't live with. I didn't go to medical. I didn't, nothing on her grip. We didn't get caught. It was in the shower. It was locked in the shower. And remind you, after I was bloody, I had a couple of little scratches, and once I had my little blood dripping, I washed myself off. I let them go first on the dead homies. I went and told my homeboy what happened and locked it down. I ain't went to talk to no police folk. Some county jail shit though, but like I said, the county jail, prison is different. Old boy talking from a real prison state of mind for real. On God, and if you didn't breathe and been on multiple yards and did these type of things, that's a prison state of mind for real. So whatever he got going on with other people, that don't have nothing to do with me. I want to know who was the 40s victims to. Like, from the dead homies, I'm not gonna say it's impossible. Like, we have 40s for sure. That probably wasn't as whatever the fuck on her. We done lost fight. Everybody got the homies that's the Marks, the Busters, and all that type of shit, right? That's not what we're getting at. He said 2 specific names with the 4 in the front of both of them. On the real, I'm trying to figure out. I ain't never heard, ever heard the Leafer or my boy Extras or nobody like that's on this like doing anything. Well, Leaf ain't even doing it. He's just so viral because of what he done to people. If you want to become all the way 140%, like, why do everybody talk about Leaf? Why do everybody talk about a man that done been a victim? If it was somebody that had Leaf, a victim of anything, I can't even tell you nobody who keep it hood that like spent up on me. Like, man, Wooty will beat Leaf up. They all was like pick you up, slam you in your head, power drive, Rey Mysterio, 410, whatever the fuck. I don't know. I wasn't into wrestling as a kid, but neither here nor there. I want to know. I ain't gonna lie. I really want to know. From your state of mind, you know something, and like I said, we not trying to start nothing. We right here. We chasing the dollars on the on 40s. We like on some real content creator. I'm a reformed man. I'm changing my life. But we doing this. My Avenue Gorillas is jumping on here today. My young Avenue Gorillas is jumping on here today. On the hood. We on that Ram shit. Straight like that. Y'all gotta tune in for the live. We going crazy. GF Doty. Y'all know it's Doty World. On the real. And my young King 4 Tiny 4.0. We on here. Y'all know I push for 4 p.m. every time. We gonna give y'all a full dribble of that unreleased Dodo in the Baby Girl Gorillas. That Baby Girl Gorilla remix featuring Baby Girl Gorillas or whatever it is. I think it's featuring the Baby Girl Gorillas on the real, but like I said though, my Avenue Gorilla jumping on here. And they ask me, then I'm stamping it every time. I don't know, you feel me? Real one on hood, yeah. You know, a type of real ones that go through different type of struggles and different type of shit and fight through shit and go through shit. And so a type of people like, I know joints on the hood and overdosed and died or catted out, wrote it up and came to their senses and got it together. Like, you feel me? It's a different world here and you would only understand this going through this shit on AFC, and everybody mind ain't the same. Everybody ain't as strong as everybody mentally. You know what I'm saying? Mental health is real. All that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. I want to know from the man, can he get on here and name who was Leaf and Extra's victims to? Like, victims on a dead homie. Victims sound crazy, I ain't gonna lie. Everybody lose a fight, get a little bullshit, scratch, bump, bruise, whatever on her crib. But it's like, even this, I went on there, I told y'all, the boy shut my eye, literally socked my eyeball on 14 crib, bust the eye vessel, the blood vessel in my eye, had my whole whites of my pupil bloodshot red. On the hood, eye completely swollen shut. Vernon Avenue completely swollen shut, but I wouldn't say that's a victim though, cause on the dead homies, listen, I'm not gonna cap on the dead homies. I probably wouldn't have been like aggressive to fight, cause again, I'm like, oh, dead homies, my shit shut. I didn't hit the ground, none of that shit. 40th Street, I didn't. But I didn't hit the ground or nothing. But even him and me being me, like on the hood, cuz I tell you, like, C-Star held it down forever. As long as I knew him, man. We knew each other since we was about 14. I swear to God, but this goes to the dude families that I just had to clear up the other, whatever, that's neither here nor there, not what the story about neither, but, like I said, I'm a real strong and firm believer that I do believe the Hoover's breathing. On the dead homies, the Hoover's breathing, but I can't speak for everybody because my name is kind of derogatory, and it's like a if you know thing with the C-Store stuff. That Chipify store, whatever the fuck that's a roller, I don't know. On the real. The Blackstones is cool, y'all brazy. The Blackstones is straight, y'all brazy. Y'all just brazy. Blackstone straight. But it's another dude on the hood, they went on there and had a little bullshit yelling match. Now he DMing all my other young homies, DMing shit. It's like kickback, 410. I just wanna be viral type dude, like big back, big it. You tripping, big it. You should have been kicking it on your block. But this ain't that. On the hood, this ain't that. I'm like a reformed content creator. On the real, I want the $1 billion worth of game type of money. I'm not gonna cap on the hood. Like, I ain't doing this to bash or start no problems or do nothing to nobody or start no trouble. It's summertime, and y'all know how LA summers get. I'm not on that. I'm kicking it. I'm baking back. I'm baking it. Me and my Young Avenue Gorillas, though, we on here tonight. But now, I'm gonna keep it real. I done ran into GrooveMacC on situations. I'm talking about Lil GrooveMacC. Ran into baby GrooveMacC as well. And they both breathers on the dead homies, cuz. Baby GrooveMacC, when I bumped with him, I squad with his homie. He was in the court tank with his homie, and he was not satisfied with his homie performance, and I was a baby. All that was around the same time I was a baby. When I fought Bam Bam, when I ran into baby GrooveMacC, when I ran into Lil GrooveMacC as well, and on the dead homies, Lil GrooveMacC and Porky, Big Porky though, was Crimes, and Porky marked the homie out like too cold, like extra out. We got the big old joint, went retorted on the homie from Harlem. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm like I said, you see the boy, he tried to make it like Hoover is God in life. He said it wouldn't be no LA street beef if it wasn't for Hoover. In so many words, that's not his exact word, but something like that. Like, come on, fool. We the most hated for real on the dead homies, but the Hoovers got the breathers. I'm not gonna cap on the dead homies, but I don't know if it's because of the derogatory that they believe that my name is for, but they breathe on the dead homies. I'm not gonna lie, I done ran into more gangsta Hoovers than Bloods, but I done ran into some gangsta Bloods too, and I done ran into some Buster Hoovers. Like, it's just everybody, some Buster 40s, but I wouldn't speak on them, on the dead homies, ever. I don't give a fuck. And that's what I'm saying, I'm biased towards 40th Street, the 40 Crips, Vernon Avenue, biased as a mug. But towards them, I'll tell you the truth, he was a low. He was a joke. 14 because of Buster, huh? You feel me? I would do that. I ain't gonna lie. But if somebody turned up and somebody, you feel me? Like I said, just hearing him speak, it's like low-key, damn near a salute, because I hear you, but I don't know the facts behind no black and white type shit, and it's not my business, and I stand firm on I don't want nothing to do with it, and I'm somebody who could contact the hoes and holler on it regularly, but I'm not involved in no paperwork. Like, if I am a street dude too though, and I'm with the, like, if we could hold streets in the courts and get everything together and all come home and make it back to our families and do the right thing, I'm with that for sure. But I don't have no knowledge of nobody, like, getting nobody no extra sick ass shit. Like, I don't have no knowledge of that. I ain't gonna cap, and I don't want to know though. So even if we ever get to holler, or one of your homies want to holler at me, my Instagram is at 40 this, 40 that, 40, the number 4, the number 0, DIS, the number 40, DAT, 40 this, 40 that, with D's on the hood. It ain't THA, nothing, none of that shit. It's regular DIS, DAT, both numbers, 40. But that's that, right? Now, Lil GrooveMacC and Porky was two of the most extra out Hoovers I ever seen. And then I was on another yard with the Porky that made the video in the cell with the young dude Treyway. Like I said, I don't know, or I'm not familiar with the Treyway guy at all. I don't, you feel what I'm saying? But like I said, the ones I know, low-key breathers under their homies, but you know, it been a lot of them that was like, you know what I'm saying? It's be different though, cause some niggas just be player, like on the hood, he fought the homie already. I'm not finna just run him into the dirt. He done fought the homie, the Bloods wanna fight him, and it always go like that. Like, you fall into a match, you might fight 2 Hoovers, 2 Bloods. The Bloods might try to do their big one and miss. Airball on the hood, brick shot type shit. And on hood crib, give you 3-4 fades, and it don't be too much of nothing, and we be having that mutual respect as black people, to where the hood was like, man, just give me one fade. For instance, when I squabbled 4 from 9-4, 4 gangster, breathing, tatted up on her crib, squabbles on her. It wasn't nothing to say like on her crib. It wasn't I'm not gonna say I beat cuz up, but I'm not gonna say cuz beat me up like a regular little bullshit, whatever, on 40th Street, but on the hood. GrooveMacC, little GrooveMacC, keep it hood, nigga. I'm a baby, like fresh out of camp, and fall in here like 2-3 months after I'm fresh out of camp, like literally a kid 2-3 months ago. He's just grown man. This is a different ball game on the hood. We sit in the court tank, we waiting to go back to CJ. It's the same dorm. I tell a story when I DP the boy from neighborhood Compton. I see the homie from Harlem. He been on the run. He just come to jail. It's like one of his first court days. We in the court tank. GrooveMacC extra out, and he damn near. He buff as a motherfucker though. I ain't gonna cap on the weight. Like when I ran into him, I don't know how he is today in this day and age. When I ran into him, buff as a motherfucker. And his little homie was like skinny, a little bit taller than him, little glasses, gang tats on his neck. I remember that for a fact. Gang tats on the back of his neck, on the hood. And God tell me like he just got down with Spotty Face. At the time, Spotty Face for sure, my brother. But he had a cast on his hand. I squabbled his homie, and he like, Grove, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta keep like on the dead homies. If you keep this energy you got right here, it's gonna be a lot of folks talking about you like you got it, but I ain't gonna lie, I wanna fight you. And it's not his exact words. He like on some shit like, you lucky I got this cast on. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, with a dead homie, it's like, fuck you mean I'm lucky, but I ain't gonna argue with nobody neither. And I just fought, and I'm fresh 18. I don't know whether y'all gonna pack me out, whatever the fuck. But little GrooveMacC and Big Porky, I believe it's Big Porky. He's resting in peace. Like I said, it's not to start nothing, so I hope the Lord rest his soul, or whoever you believe in, whatever that type of stuff go. But they in the court tank. Porky probably one of the biggest dudes I've ever seen in the county. They both from 107. GrooveMacC only my height, with at least 50 pounds over me though. I'ma say, yeah, at that time he was about 50 pounds over me. Right now he probably only still that's a lot though. 25-30 pounds from that size he was then. But on her crib, bro, they tell a homie from Harlem like, hey, you don't remember me? They say they years, and they tell him an incident that happened at Washington High School. Remind you, the time that they say that this happened at Washington High School, I was in like 2nd grade on the deal. So I'm like, what the fuck y'all got going on that happened? Like, at school? I'm like, what the fuck, whatever. So bam. On the dead homies, that nigga say, you don't remember me? Like, whoa, right? In the midst of them breathing on the homie from Hoover, I'm so little at the time, like weight-wise and all that. They standing on top of a bench, which is like, you know what I'm saying? They standing on a bench, so they up like, and he big as hell. And one of them, I think Big Porky, got his blue shirt off. Lil GrooveMacC got his blue shirt on, and he like filling the blue shirt out, and that motherfucker be big as a bitch. Dead homies, cuz filling the blue shirt out, and he like, I believe he the one who say what he said happened at Washington High School, whatever the case. That's not the moral of the story. He say what he say, and moral of it is, bro, you a grown ass man too. I'm thinking in my head, so you better be finna get down with this big ass nigga, green mouth, giant AFC. You better be who finna get down with him, and I'm gonna have to get down with him. I don't care how buff he is, but what y'all not finna say is my name's in the middle of no dupe. I'm gonna squabble, but you for sure should squabble the big one if we just being honest. But long story short, on the dead homies, the police walk up and take us back to our module. Hey, y'all ready, boy? In the middle of this conversation. So we never did nothing. There wasn't no violence involved into that. And I can't say they was turned up on the dead homies. They was turned up on 40th Street. They was turned up on the dead homies. They was. I'm going to say that and give them that off the dribble. And I know, but they didn't even know my name on the dead homies, cuz. And It might have been to the point where they really not worried about me. I bang the hood though for sure. It ain't no. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. When I see, cause look, they put the boy from Hoover they put the boy from Hoover new content in my comments, and that's how I came across it. And with me coming across that content, I swear to God, it really ain't no. I didn't know what Hoover is from. You feel me? I'm from down where the 50s is at. My closest Hoover to me is the 50s, and I didn't know what Hoover is from or none of that. But it was no thought in my mind like, oh my God, he might have got me, or somebody finally found something, or my heart dropped to on the dead homie. I just want to see it. Cause they got the 40s name in there, you know what I'm saying? Like 40 this, 40 that. They gotta talk about the 40s. That's the most violent thing on the map as far as LA gangs, and we can argue it. I wanna know what y'all think. Is the 40s the most viral LA gang on the map? For sure. Dead homies, 40 this, 40 that. Vernon Avenue, they say the dude, Chucky passed away yesterday. And I was mourning, man. I'm like, hey, twin, say twin, Vernon Avenue, but I ain't gonna cap, bro. It's like so much, the internet getting deep in. The hoes figured it out. They finally got somebody that's finna come over here and speak, and I ain't gonna lie. It's like it is what it is on the dead homies. I said what I said. These dudes be like on their dribble, for sure. They not like no nice Inglewood people or no shit like that on 40th Street. But there's another thing I will say. The Hoovers, the gangsters, and the Bloods all click up for the neighborhoods. I ain't gonna lie, but you know what I'm saying? It's jail shit, and that's what it is. And I'm now a prison body, and I'm reformed, and I don't give a fuck about that shit. I want some millions on the hood. Yeah, I want to say I'm a civilian, but y'all gotta tap in. We got GF Doty, the young godfather of this dribble, you know what I'm saying? Godfather Doty, and the King 4. And I want y'all to, y'all control him if y'all want to. Figure out what's his other name. He got a name that's like connected, but you know what I'm saying? This ain't no Rico thing. I'm a reformed man. And like I say, and like I've said, this all is the insight of how I became who I am to this day. I'm Vernon, but I am a product of Vernon Avenue, always and forever. Like I said, my middle name is Vernon. So how can I not say I'm not from where I grew up from? But am I itching and looking for problems? No, sir. I'm looking and itching for millions. Vernon Avenue, 40 this, 40 that, the glove hat.